rock's greatest mystery, the truth behind Chickenfoot 2.
Actually, there was a Chickenfoot 2, and I don't know if anybody told you the real story, but what really happened actually was...
He was supposed to tell you, don't ask Joe about Chickenfoot 2, but you're gonna ask me about it now.
Yeah. You want to know what happened with Chickenfoot 2? Do you want to go there? You want to know? Okay. No one else is going to tell you this because they're all afraid.
Oh. Oh.
NASA had gotten a hold of Joe because they had an idea of, certain things that had been happening with the shuttle program, going up and doing this and trying that. They wanted to see what it would be like for a person or a band to record on a shuttle mission. So Joe said, yeah, that'd be great, Chickenfoot. We can do Chickenfoot 2. So we went up, we set up, we went up, we trained, we did it. And it was all kind of hush-hush. We wanted to keep it kind of under wraps because, all the government, NASA type stuff, and we don't want the public to know about it quite yet. And we figured, well, a great way to come out with the album to the public and everything would be, let's do a concert on the International Space Station. And we'll get some winners, from all over, and we'll fly them up there, and Chickenfoot will do an actual concert and an opening and album debut party on the space station. And so when NASA came up with the dates, we were going to debut the album and fly some winners, some contest winners up to the International Space Station to do this. NASA picked certain dates that were, I don't know, I think the way the planets were lined up and the sunspots, and it's just like it was perfect for the shuttle launch and to do this and not take too long of a period of time to do it. But the only problem was that the dates that they wanted to do that was the same date of Sammy's birthday bash. And so we had to scrap the whole thing. Sammy wouldn't do it. So I don't know what happened. Joe and Sam got into some kind of scrap or whatever. Sammy left the band for a while, and Joe still wanted to do some kind of thing in space or weightless or something. I don't know. Chad got mad. Chad went off to the forest looking for Sasquatch or something. I don't know. I haven't even seen him. So who knows what he's doing. And so that's basically what happened to Chickenfoot 2. Nothing. But eventually we actually got back together, and everyone was inspired. For some reason, everybody got re-inspired, and Chickenfoot 3 happened.
It was my fault, okay, I'll admit it, finally, right? You're probably not going to use this in the documentary, whatever, maybe years from now to embarrass me or something like that. But I did have a specific idea about Chickenfoot 2, and I still think it's a great idea. It just went horribly wrong this time. But it took a lot of convincing. I had this crazy idea that in order to get our true selves to really come out on the record, we had to get out of the studio environment. Like some people like to get out of New York or LA and go to a country studio or something like that, or rent a chateau in France or something like that. I went one better. I said, let's go weightless. You can imagine me trying to explain this to everybody, but I thought, if we can attain weightlessness and record and play while we're, basically weightless, we'd be free of everything, free of all of the concerns that everyone was bringing with them down here on Earth. Now, of course, it's very complicated. You got to get a big 747, you got to empty it out, get some recording gear up there, goes up really high, nosedives. While it's nosediving, everybody becomes weightless for a brief moment in time. You got to hurry up and play. It's a great idea, and some of the music we got is very unique. It's very special. There was a lot of throwing up. Okay, just gotta say there was gack everywhere, right? That was a little off-putting. Jet fuel costs. Yeah. Chickenfoot 3 is gonna have to go 10 times platinum for me to be able to pay back what I spent on Chickenfoot 2 alone. So please buy a few copies of this record. But I still think it was a great idea. And someday the weightless tapes will be released, and Chickenfoot 2 and myself, I will be vindicated for coming up with a really great idea.
What was the sound like from the tapes that were made?
Well, had a certain je ne sais quoi about it. I don't know. It was. It seemed like everyone was, you know, without no pun intended, was trying to get their footing. There was a certain pneumatic quality about everything, you know. It didn't seem very solid. Let's put it that way. It seemed like everyone was scrambling to take care of their own little world, you know. And I think that's because it's really weird. You're ready to play, you know, and then the weightless thing happens. Suddenly you're bouncing off this way, and the strings don't react the same way. The drums, I mean, nothing reacts the same way, you know. Then of course Sammy's got to, you know, breathe in to sing, and there's lots of stuff floating in the air because people are getting sick. It was disgusting. I mean, I got to say that. But you know, it's rock and roll, right? You do these things for rock and roll.
I've heard of people choking on their own vomit, but
I guess it was that one little detail, and I know they're always rubbing it in, but I thought it was a good idea. First record ever made in a weightless environment. I mean, it's just, we landed, everybody got off the plane, and no one returned to the airport. That was it. So for the next set of sessions, I was the only one there, and I thought, oh, okay. I did some overdubs, but it was, you know, it was just me bouncing around inside the plane. It wasn't as much fun as when everyone was there. So I started to get the hint, like, okay, this is going to turn into a very expensive solo record. I got to nip it in the bud.
Oh, what happened to Chickenfoot 2? That was Joe Satriani's last solo record, right? You want to know? Okay, no one else is going to tell you this because they're all afraid. The other guys in the band, they're afraid to tell you the truth on this, and they're going to lie to you. You know, they lied about a lot of things, okay? They're going to lie about this because they're embarrassed by what they did. I was thrown out of the band like I've been thrown out of every band I've been in. Montrose, Van Halen, you know. So Chickenfoot, those knuckleheads, Chad Smith, the guy stabbed me in the back, came around from behind, told everybody, hey, Hagar doesn't want to do this. I didn't want to make a record right now. I was busy. I was doing my book tour. I was having fun. I was in Cabo. I was trying to have a vacation with my family, and they wanted to go in the studio because Chad had to be in there because he only had a short window, and he wanted to do a Chickenfoot record, and I didn't. So he said, hey, fuck Sammy. We can replace him. You know, hey, he was replaced in Van Halen. He was replaced in Montrose. He was replaceable. So Joe, easygoing guy, sure. Mikey, backstabber, you know, from the Van Halen camp, right? They stabbed me, and they went and got a different singer, and I don't even want to tell you who it is. They tried to do it. They made a record. It sucked. It was so bad that it never saw the light of day. They came crawling on their knees back to me, begging me to come back in the band. I'm going, first of all, I didn't even know I was fired because that's how sneaky they are, okay? They threw me out without telling me, went and did it, and it stunk so bad that they threw it out. They came and kissed my butt, and I said, okay, I'll come back in. And now I make all the money. I don't share the publishing with them anymore. I'm the only, even though other people's names are on the songwriting, I'm the only one that gets paid, and it's only a deal I would make with them.
Oh, shit. Oh, you guys, you made it. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm fucking so hungry. Like a year and a half. And I had a dream about Bigfoot. I'm telling you, he's right here. I saw him. It's no great. And I'm looking, and then I saw him. He took off. It scared the shit out of me, man. It was but you hear that? You hear that? You hear that? I don't know what to be. I don't mind. Like I've been like hallucinating. Like I've been out here for like
3 years, but actually it's only been, I think, a year and a half. So, what is that? Oh yeah, twice as long. I set this up. This right here. Here, have a look. See this? This is electrical fencing. Now, I don't want to hurt him. I just want to talk to him. But this is what separates the men from Bigfoot.
Holy shit. He's right here. He's right here. He was right here. It's Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot. I'm trying to get you, Bigfoot. I know you will. It's going on. I'm coming. I know I can find. You're over there. It's that swing.
And then we promised just never to talk about it. So I'm surprised we're talking about it now. I mean, obviously you didn't get the memo.
What do you think happened to Chickenfoot 2?